Hey guys, welcome to the first CanMan Reviews video. Today we've got a revisit of a review I made last year on the AKG K550 pair of headphones. These are a brilliant pair of headphones and it just got a lot more brilliant overnight, and so find out why in this review. Okay then, so the first thing which has made these headphones so much better overnight is the price decrease. When I first got these in Christmas 2012, they were retailing for around $199, so basically 200 quid, and I managed to get them for 130, but I was very lucky to get that. Most people were paying the full whack. But now, overnight, it has gone down to $109.99, which puts it in the same kind of ballpark as much lower end, much worse sounding headphones. So these have become a much more attractive deal overnight, which is a brilliant thing. Now, like I said, I've got a full review on the Gadget First channel, which I also do, which is more computer-based stuff. I did a review on these as well. So you can go see that if you want my initial impressions after just a little while after I got the headphones. But if anything, I feel like their sound has actually improved. The seal has kind of molded to my head. It kind of like fits better now. And you know, people were saying on reviews that the seal on these headphones was its only downfall. Basically saying that if you didn't get a good seal, you didn't get any bass, and it was quite difficult. It took a little bit of time to get a good seal around your ears. I can now report that is no longer a problem. It might have been a problem for the first week or two, maybe, getting slightly less bass than I'd hoped, but now they sound absolutely fantastic. And there is a good amount of bass, and it does have real presence. Obviously, it's not going to compare to something like, say, a pair of Beats or Monster Turbine, the in-ear ones. But these aren't made for that. These are made for detailed, clear reproduction of music in a kind of neutral fashion. They're not completely neutral. They do have a slight flare at the highs and a slight recession in the mids, but overall, for the price, you're not going to get something that is a lot more neutral than these. Saying that, they can handle being EQ'd extremely well. If you want a bit more bass, you know, you just turn the bass up, and to an extent, it will just make it sound a lot more bassy. I find that if you really crank the bass up, you do get a lot of distortion on the low end, but that's to be expected once again, because these are made for a more neutral kind of sound, which I personally prefer. If you give me a pair of bass heavy headphones, you know, I'm not going to enjoy the sound. I definitely prefer a neutral sound. Some people think that's quite boring. They think the sound signature of things which are neutral is a very boring sound, and you know, you can relate to that. People like to add detail, add bass, add treble, whatever they want to their music. I prefer hearing it how it was meant to be heard, so that's why I got these. Their biggest competitor is probably the AKG K550s by Audio-Technica, and they're definitely a competent pair of headphones. They don't have quite as much detail as the AKGs, but they certainly make up for it in their bass reproduction. You get deeper bass, more extended bass, and the bass is a lot more plentiful, and you know, people are just going to prefer the bass basically, or well, people that want a good amount of bass are going to definitely prefer the AKG K550s, and they've got them in a wider variety of colours now. You can get it in black, which was the original. You can also get it in red and white, which has accents of blue in it around the ear cups, which is definitely a really nice look. So yeah, if you're wanting to play games or something, because if you're playing shooting games, you're going to want the you know, the thudding sounds of like sniper rifles and stuff, and you don't get that with these. They can produce bass, but it's not thudding, mess your ears up kind of thing. So yeah, if you're a gamer, I definitely recommend the AKG K550s, but if you're purely listening to music and you like that more neutral sound, definitely pick up a pair of the AKG K550s. I honestly can't fault them now. They seem to have even started sounding better recently. Well, not recently, but since they've had a burn-in. I mainly use them on the computer. I very rarely use them on the mobile phone because they are 32 ohms, and for some reason my phone just won't drive them very well. It sounds just completely flat and boring. Not in a neutral kind of good way, but just in a way that you're not really getting the best amount of detail out of them. I use Asus DGX graphic sound card, which has a built-in headphone amp, which I definitely recommend for these headphones. Despite them not having a massively high impedance of 32 ohms, I just find you get a lot more detail, a lot more highs, mids and bass, all around much more detail using the amplification of the DGX. Obviously other headphone amplifiers like the O2 and things like that are going to give you probably better results than an Asus sound card, but that's what I have at the moment, and it does a stellar job at it. The only complaint I have really is that this headphone cup has more cushioning than this one. If you look at the bottoms of it, you can see it probably most profoundly there. But it's not a great problem. What I do with the right cup is just spin it around every now and then you get perfectly good, the same sized ear cups. So that's my only complaint with these, and it's not a major one at all. So overall, for $109.99, you cannot get a better pair of over-ears for overall quality, and that is both the build quality and the sound quality. I feel like they cannot be beaten at this price, unless of course you're wanting something a bit more bassy and a bit more warm sounding. So that's my update on the AKG K550s. I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe, like, dislike if you did dislike it, and we'll have a review on the Shure SE315 in-ear headphones soon, as well as hopefully some more Shures and also some Sony headphones as well. So that's going to be exciting. So thanks for watching, and see you soon.